This is Amethyst Ganaway, award-winning chef, food writer and Charleston native. And in 48 hours, we were going to be cooking our version of a southern dish for her to judge. We were already 24 hours in, learning everything we could about Charleston's history and food scene. However, there was still so much more for us to explore, taste and discover in order for us to impress the chef.
You have to get this right.
On the tour, we learnt about Philip Simmons, a blacksmith from the Gullah community. He gained global respect for his decorative ironworks. And in the city of Charleston, there are 500 of his masterpieces at least, including this one with the heart in the gate. Welcome to Gate Hunters. Wrought iron gates, beautiful example of gate within a gate. This bird gate is art. Curious lattice gate with things and spikes and things. Some more intricate than others. There must be more in the area. I can feel it. Found one. It's an Irish harp. Another one. Izzy, stay there. There might be something in here. Oh, look. Such a fruity example. Another fine example of a gate. Everywhere you look, more gates.
After all that excitement, it was time to refuel. Ebba's headed over to Sorghum Salt for some twist on classic Charleston dishes.
Here we go again. It's one thing I would say about the local breweries. Damn delicious.
First up, nectarine, cashew and pickled peppers.
Kind of excited for this one. Beautiful, juicy, seasonal fruit, and then clever spicing with the pickled pepper as well. This is kind of exciting, southern local ingredients turned into something you've never seen before. Peanut marshmallow, collard green kimchi, and then a crumb made from sesame seeds and ancho pepper. No words, Izzy, try that. Another example of fruit that's perfectly seasonal, wonderfully southern, but with a different and fusion twist. A masala vinaigrette, feta cheese, shiso leaf, and sea bean, albeit we would call that samphire, over beautifully ripe watermelon. That is a taste sensation. So this is unicorn grits. It's a combination of Jimmy red corn and blue corn combined with 20-hour cooked pork shoulder that's been cooked in Carolina spices, and it is sensational. Such a great recommendation of a place. Sorghum Salt pays such respect to the ingredients. The flavours are incredible. The plating is beautiful, but my biggest takeout is a phrase that they have coined, locavore. That is someone who eats a diet predominantly of locally produced ingredients. And the great thing about Charleston is you've got the farms, you've got the local breweries, you've got access to the creeks and the ocean. It is just abundant with local ingredients. What a meal. Problem is, a whole day or two of inspiration, and whilst we've got ideas of how to make good food, can we make excellent food? Let's find the boys to find out.
We all met up at Bitty and Beau's coffee shop to speak with Dee Dee to find out about the incredible work that they do.
Betty and Beau's are siblings with Down syndrome, and their mom, Amy, made it possible to make a coffee shop run by people with disabilities. I'm a barista, make both hot drink and cold drink.
And what about the food?
Ooh, the food is the bomb. I mean, trust me, believe me. We started doing cake pops this year, and it is so good. It's like fireworks put into your mouth.
We definitely wanted one of those, but first, coffee and planning our dish.
Why don't we just take everything we've learned and do a
Homage.
A homage?
I think actually green fried tomatoes have been on every menu.
Fried tomato plus like a jammy thing.
Like pickled watermelon, we had quite a bit of watermelon.
Could we put the watermelon in the jam instead of fruit?
He's doing the thing that he does where he just says...
It'll taste red.
Yeah.
Who's taking responsibility for each section?
Shall I write a smart shopping list?
Yeah, we should actually write a shopping list.
Before we left, there was one last thing we needed to see.
Okay, so the red dots in the papers are people are from, and then the yellow dots are the franchise locations.
We've got to add a London to that, surely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was time to head to Charleston City Market to pick up some local ingredients. Opening in the 1790s, the market occupies over 4 blocks of single-storey buildings and is known as one of the South's most vibrant and historic locations. After getting lost in the enormous labyrinth of local memorabilia and delicious ingredients, we paid up and headed to our B&B, where we would put everything we'd bought and learnt to use.
Boys, this is going to be
nice.
okay. This is lovely.
Oh, look at that.
Something like this, for sure. How sweaty are your hands?
I want to leave. Right, we've got all of our ingredients. The house that we've rented, we've turned up, and it actually looks like the photos online, which is brilliant, and it's got a fully stocked kitchen, so we can actually get on with everything that we need to do. So the one thing that we're missing for our dish is sherry. And I've been sent on a mission to find it. They didn't have it in the supermarket where we got the ingredients from. They didn't have it in the off license across the road. They don't have it in the Tippling Bar, which looks like an amazing wine bar. But Matthew, the owner of Tippling Bar, has given me a recommendation for a restaurant just up here. I've got to see if they've got it. This is going to be the finishing piece. Hello, I've got a really random request.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could get a glass of sherry to take away. Success. Boys, I have sherry.
It looks like you're off to the doctors with a sample.
Oh, I can't believe this is actually happening.
Mike, you can tell Ebbers is cooking for another chef because all I can smell is butter.
Yeah, nice.
Look, I think she crab soup, French Quarter is gonna be butter, then it's gonna be mirepoix, onion, garlic, celery, carrot, bay leaves, very important, and then once that's sweated down, stock, cream, crab, we'll finish with sherry.
I'm setting up the penne station. Woo-hoo. We've got seasoned flour, eggs cracked into a bowl, breadcrumbs, and into the breadcrumbs we're putting this. Gullah seasoning from the market in downtown. And when we asked Edna what her very special blend of seasonings were, she said this is a bit of every spice that is on the table that is left over after everything's been bagged up. This is Gullah seasoning, making the most of what is there. Love that.
I am on tomato duty, so I have sliced our green tomatoes to a finger thickness because we're going to penne those and then fry them. So many of the menus in Charleston had fried green tomatoes. We loved the combo we had in 82 Queen with the bacon and tomato jam, and we're going to serve those with an amazing tangy watermelon and tomato relish.
You're showing your normalness by sitting down as you cook.
Yeah, it's true.
Have you ever seen a chef sit down and cook?
Lazy.
I'm really hoping that the watermelon is super sweet.
Because you forgot to buy sugar.
I forgot to buy sugar. We might have to go back out and get some sugar.
I wonder who's going to have to do that.
Boys, we're going to be all right. The watermelon is brilliant.
Is it sweet? Good.
Relish is an all-in-one method with our local watermelon, red tomatoes, shallot, garlic, apple cider vinegar, and mustard seed. Homage to the tomato and bacon sauce or jam that we had at 82 Queen, the smoked tomato caramel we had at Crew Cafe, and so many of the inspired ideas from Sorghum and Salt. Boil it all down for about an hour.
Tomato testing time.
We're testing for tomato, penne, and seasoning.
Cheers.
Penne seems good, mate.
Yeah, single
penne, no salt on top, more seasoning in the breadcrumbs.
Sounds like a plan.
They are amazing, aren't they? Wow, this is going to be good.
Heavy cream, plus some water, plus our crab, all going into the softened veg. The bedrock of so many dishes in Charleston and our dish is going to be grits, but we've chosen this. It's a blend of different corn, including the Jimmy red corn, which we know is an ancient grain that's kind of had its revival. So that we're going to make pretty simply, just with water base and cook it out. But then we're going to run through it a really creamy she crab soup. So without thickening that with roux, combine the two, we should end up with something delicious. Has anyone ever made this before?
No. It's opposite to risotto. Add the liquid first and then slowly add the grits.
Oh.
I've never taught a chef how to cook a recipe before.
You're not teaching him, you're reading from a book.
I'm teaching him the recipe. He doesn't know the recipe.
I think we want about a 4-to-1 ratio of grits to liquid.
Okay.
But no scales, good luck.
Worked out a solution to Ebba's challenge. We don't have any measuring cups, but we need to measure a very exact ratio of our grits to our liquid. Enter the blender, which has measurements on it. I've added the grits bit by bit, and now I'm stirring continuously until they thicken. But seeing this is the first time I've done it, I've got absolutely no idea if it's right.
So the Jimmy red corn that we learned about gives off a really nutty, toasty flavour. So when combined with the white and yellow grits, we're hoping it really comes through and really pays tribute to the revived Jimmy red corn that we learned everything about. How we doing for time, boys?
Nah.
It's good.
He just picked up my tomato. He goes, these look really good. Actually.
I didn't emphasise the actually. I said these actually just look really good.
He also said it under his breath, so he really meant it.
As I say, I've just never seen anyone cook sat down. I've had an idea, boys, for garnish. These carrots come with amazing carrot tops, so we should dress it with some iced carrot tops, as well as our pickled sea bean.
Love that. That is a great idea.
Grits have been resting. Whoa! They're so thick.
Yeah, looks better.
Yeah?
They're not cooked yet, but...
No.
You have to get this right.
I'm most nervous about the grits because
Me
none
too,
of us
because that's
here
your
have cooked
bit.
it. What do you mean? What?
Well, I've done the she crab soup and the tomato chutney. Mike's done the fried green tomatoes. The grits is your bit.
I'm really nervous about the grits.
So Amethyst has just arrived. Mike's asking her a load of questions now. She's lovely, but I also saw her switch a little bit when she told us not to screw this up, and I'm quite worried now.
Should we talk you through it?
Yes, please.
So what we have here is Brits make grits.
Okay.
We've got she crab soup grits
Right now.
with fried green tomato coated in gullah seasoning, and then a tomato and watermelon relish.
Okay.
Sea bean, carrot tops, and a nice sweet tea.
Now also, we got some boiled peanuts. Am I allowed to talk about those?
Yeah?
Yeah. Off top, I'm wondering why there ain't no chili flakes on there. That's one thing I'm looking for, but not everybody likes them spicy, you know?
Well, you got to play to the crowd. We don't know.
That's true.
I can't make excuses.
Dig in.
All right, I gotta go for the grits first. The grits slap.
That's what we wanted to hear.
Did you wash these grits first? So, it's not a major step, right? But with most stone ground grits, especially if you're using like very local Charleston grits, you wanna rinse them first, the same way that you would rinse rice. They're extremely starchy, right? But also, more importantly, a lot of the little flakes are the hull and the husk of the corn. And it'll rise to the top and you can skim them
scoop
off the
those
top.
off.
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. I think it adds some nice texture to it. I am a firm believer in water, butter, salt, and pepper in my grits. But I think the addition of the she crab soup really plays well, actually, with the natural flavor of the grits in here. So I think you guys did really good that one. I'm gonna try this separate.
Oh.
Okay.
Cross between a ketchup and a relish. We couldn't decide on the word.
Don't use ketchup. It's nice and sweet. Tomatoes are cooked perfectly. I like the seasoning on the tomatoes. Did you pick cornmeal on them?
No.
No good.
No.
Breadcrumbs.
So I think that would be the one thing that I like that y'all did that's a little different. Because usually, traditionally, you'll see fried green tomatoes have like a little flour, you dredge them, you know, and then you deep fry them. I like the breadcrumbs in better than I would like cornmeal. It's fantastic. Y'all make me happy.
You kept us on tenterhooks for so long.
This is good.
Ben, if this comes crashing down because of your iced tea,
You need some more sugar in here.
More sugar.
Hell yeah, you need some more sugar.
I'm worried for your blood sugar levels.
Final judgment. Brits with grits.
I'm getting 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Great
Well
job.
done, boys. and thank you.
Well done.
You've heard it
Thank
here
you
first.
so much.
I also wanted to put the plate on top of something wrought iron in celebration of Philip Simmons and all of the gates around the city, which I have loved hunting down.
Yeah.
But he did just take that from the stovetop, just so you know. That's
That's a nice little stand. I might need one of these. And I think you really were able to grasp so many aspects of what Charleston and Low Country cuisine really mean. More importantly, you guys shed light and really did justice to the ingredients, which I think is the most important part of what our cuisine is really about, is just letting the food shine on its own.
Excellent.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you guys.
You're a hero.
I'm a hero, I'm a shiro.
Shiro. Yeah.
We loved our time in Charleston and were so happy to have met such incredible and welcoming people. Over the past 48 hours, we learned so much about a city with such rich culture and history. Charleston really had delivered. And to get positive feedback from Amethyst, well, in our eyes at least, it was mission complete.